July 6th.
Oh my gosh, I haven't met you, have I?
Mine was here.
You're such a beautiful family.
Good.
Wait, we put her up.
Yeah, we do. Say hi to Barbara.
Hi, Bob.
Justice met her too.
What's that?
I was saying, tell them that you met their cousin Justice. Remember? Yeah.
Justice, that's right. Yeah, he was like very nice.
Yeah.
So helpful.
We're still waiting for him to come down and hang out with us. He's up in Georgia, so he'll be down.
How's he doing?
He's still good. He's getting sprouting up. He's getting real soft. Yeah, last time I saw him. Oh, I am.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity at Bonita Springs. Please join me in the Lord's Prayer chant. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Welcome to all of you who braved this unpredictable weather. And I want to welcome those that are here on YouTube, and glad you're all with us today. But I want a special welcome to those who are here for the first time. Could you please raise your hand so our ushers can bring you something? Ushers can bring. Keep your hands up, please. And there one of them. There's some. Okay. You're nuts. It's good to see you back. There. Yeah, but I thought there was a third person. No, there.
Oh, she was sitting there. Mom, she's
You're in charge of it.
She was. She went to the restaurant.
Oh, and Robert, isn't your daughter new?
She came to the Burning Bowl around here.
Well.
Give her a necklace anyway.
Give her a
Yeah, give her a cheese.
Brentley is her name.
Brentley.
Yeah.
Brentley.
Welcome, Brentley. Welcome here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Put it out.
And we have a very special welcome. But before I do that, I want to ask if, well, first of all, I want to wish our country a happy birthday. And anybody who has July birthdays, raise your hand. Guess what? Who else? What, how, what, when?
You're new to the church?
No, oh my gosh, we're close. There's a lot of people born in July, I'm telling you. Well, happy birthday. Are we gonna?
Sure, we can do that. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
And a happy birthday and welcome to Dawn Bauer, who'll be speaking today. Dawn Bauer is a Nebraska native, an actress, a certified neuro-linguistic programming coach, a mental health coach, and former educator. She's a religious science practitioner licensed through Mile High Church in Lakewood, Colorado, where she became a member in 2012. She's currently serving both Mile High Church and Centers for Spiritual Living in Cape Coral as an outreach practitioner. Dawn is a speaker and workshop leader who is passionate about spreading joy and love. I'm very anxious to hear her today. I want to remind you to silence your phones at this time so we can relax and just enjoy our prayer time. And now our mission statement and vision statement. To invite and inspire spiritual consciousness through unity and its principles. We are love, joy, and acceptance in the world. Whoever you are, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. Our prayer box is in front, and you're welcome to any prayer needs. Fill out the paper that's up in front here and put it in. It will go to Silent Unity and be prayed on for 30 days, I believe. Yes, 30 days. And then it comes back here and it's prayed on here. And the prayer is very powerful. I'm sorry.
Here first and then it goes to Unity.
Oh, it's here first and then it goes to Unity. Sorry, thank you. So keep that in mind. It's a good thing to have. And now we will be led by Bill Bosco for our affirmation statements.
Peace to all. Affirmations for July. Inner peace. I dwell in divine peace. Together.
I dwell in divine peace.
Wisdom. The light of divine wisdom is my guide. Together.
The light of divine wisdom is my guide.
Freedom. I am whole and free. Together.
I am whole and free.
Prosperity. I celebrate divine abundance. Together.
I celebrate divine abundance.
Love. I am a harmonious presence. Together.
I am a harmonious presence.
Today's daily word. Heading is possibilities. I open my mind to limitless possibilities. There are limits to what my mind can imagine. I may find a challenge too big to overcome or too complex to work through. In the past, I might have avoided such challenges, but today I turn within for guidance. Within my inner sanctuary, I find infinite possibilities. For God, nothing is or ever could be impossible. As a spiritual being, I open my mind so these possibilities can enter my imagination. With spiritual sight, I begin to apprehend what is possible. I emerge from my prayer time filled with inspiration and clarity, ready to take the steps necessary to make my vision a reality. I return again and again to the limitless field of infinite potential, where I can claim divine ideas and know the presence and power of God is in and through all things. And from Luke chapter 1, verse 37, for nothing will be impossible with God. Something else I'd like to read. Because of the Independence Day, We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Please join me. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. There's a holy hush around us as God's glory fills this place. Touch the hem of the garment, I can almost see God's face, and my heart is overflowing with the fullness of God's joy. I know without a doubt that I've been with the Lord. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
Just invite everyone, if it's comfortable for you, to allow your body to settle. Gently close your eyes, bringing your attention inward, allowing your hands to rest softly, and begin to notice your breath. Inhaling slowly and exhale fully. Again, inhale possibility and exhale limitation. Now allow yourself to arrive fully in this moment. You're here. You're safe. You're held. Let your breath guide you into a space of openness, a space of curiosity, a space where anything is possible. And as you breathe, imagine a gentle light at the center of your being, a warm glow in your heart. This light is your divine spark, your inner wisdom, your connection to infinite potential. And with each breath, feel this light grow brighter, expanding outward through your chest, filling your body with warmth and grace. And now bring to mind an area in your life where you're ready to experience something new. It might be something you've been struggling with, or simply an area where you're seeking expansion. Don't try to fix it or figure it out. Just hold it gently in your awareness. And as you do, whisper softly in your mind, what else is possible here? Spirit, show me what I haven't yet imagined. I am open. I am willing. I am ready. Let go of how or when. Let go of needing to know. Just rest in the vibration of openness, of curiosity, of wonder. Know that that same presence with a capital P that created stars and oceans, sunsets and wildflowers also created you. And that presence is always at work in your life, guiding, unfolding, inviting you to trust. Now breathe into that sense of divine collaboration. Feel the sacred possibilities forming around you, not forced, not figured out, but revealed. You are not alone. You are guided. You are supported. And your life is still unfolding. Let that truth settle deep into your being. And as we begin to return from this quiet space, carrying this feeling of openness with you, possibility is not far off. It is within you right now. It is as close as your next breath. Take one more deep breath in and exhale slowly. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Feel the ground beneath you. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. And so it is. Namaste.
With me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to, do it. Want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there you'll be free if you truly wish to be. If you want to view paradise, you simply look around and view it. Anything you want to, do it. Want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with your imagination. Living there you'll be free if you truly wish to be.
What? I can't imagine a better place to spend my birthday weekend. I feel so welcome here. The other people that are here for the first time, do you feel as welcome as
I do.
I mean, they give us jewelry. Like, wow. This is fancy. This is
I love this
fancy.
necklace.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Hopefully it doesn't make too much noise up here. Can everybody hear me okay? If I'm holding the mic at this level? All right, perfect. So, my talk title's right up here. I'm going to read these to you because I realize these are kind of small, but the possibility of endless possibilities. And as we dive into this today, I want you to consider this question. If you think about, like in our meditation, if you think about a current problem that you might have in your life right now, whether that's a relationship challenge or a health challenge or the challenge of growing the church. I know that's something that you guys are working on. A lot of churches are these days. I want you to consider this question as we go through our talk today. What else might be possible here? What else might be possible here? Because if you're like me, you've been conditioned to find the one right answer to the problem, right? The one solution. There's got to be one way, and I've got to figure it out. Am I alone here? Okay, good. So let's start with math. Anybody like math? No, I know. I used to be. Yes! In the back. What was your name again? Brentley. Math has always been my favorite subject. And I know that is not a common thing. I was a teacher for a long time, and most of my students thought that was disgusting. But what I love about math is that there is one solution at the beginning anyway, right? And so go back one slide. So 1 + 1 is 2, right? There's a formula. You put the right number in, you get the solution. And I became conditioned, like most of us, that when I got the right answer, I would get a gold star, right? Or a green check. If I didn't get the right answer, I don't know about you guys, maybe for those of you that don't like math, you were just like, forget it, I don't want to look at it anymore. But for me, I was like, I have to go back in here and figure out, where did I go wrong? Where was my mistake? Let me fix it, because I have to know the answer. There's the one answer, right? But then, okay, we can go to the next slide here. Math started getting more complex. There were multiple solutions. What? Infinite solutions. I don't know, this is so tiny up here, but infinitely many solutions is the answer here. And then I started taking philosophy classes, and we can go to the next slide here, and all of a sudden 1 + 1 is 3, or 1 + 1 = 11. Really thinking outside the box. But if we use this as an example, and we start to think, okay, maybe just like this higher level math, there are infinite solutions. There are infinite solutions. And I want to talk a little bit more about conditioning by using an example of how to train fleas. Does anybody know how to train fleas? Okay, so great. Well, here's your first lesson. Okay, so fleas naturally can jump 7 to 13 inches high. I actually had to look that up because I've heard about this little metaphor, this little story. This is not a metaphor. This is a story. This is an experimentation that has been done multiple times. So 7 to 13 inches high. But let's say you want to train a flea to jump only 5 inches. So here's what you do. You get a jar. You put a bunch of fleas in there, and you screw on a lid. And the fleas jump and they, bam, hit their head on the lid. And they jump, bam, hit their head on the lid. Jump, bam, 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 until they finally realize that they only jump this high. They won't hit their head. And if you leave the lid on for 3 days, which does not seem very long, but for a flea, maybe it's kind of a long time, you can take the lid off where they're free to jump out, and they don't. They only jump as far as they've been conditioned to jump. So where in your life have you only been jumping as high as you've been conditioned to jump? There is no lid. But we like our jars, don't we? We like our routines. We like to know this is how things should work. And we can go to the next. Yeah, so let me just pause here. So I love this Marianne Williamson quote, consider the possibility of infinite possibilities. And then I think I have the fleas next. I usually have my own little clicker here. And what do we have next? We'll pause here. We'll jump back into this. So we like to know how things should work. We get comfortable with our lived experiences. We think we've seen it all. Anybody in here think they've seen it all? I've seen it all. I know how this is gonna go. I've had the heartbreaks. I've had the lived experiences. I've seen all the cycles of life. But what the trap is here is as soon as we think we've seen it all, we stop seeing what else might be possible. And we start saying things to ourselves like, this can't be fixed. It's too late. I'm too old. There's no other way. This is the only way. Which reminds me of my first teaching job out of college. fresh from all the high-level math and philosophy classes and full of creativity and thinking outside the box, and I'm coming in there and 22 years old, and it was a nice little Catholic school. I think most of the teachers were former nuns, and I'm pretty sure they were at least, most of them 50 years old. There was one more new person who was in her 30s, but everybody else was a lot older than me. And I came into the meetings and I'm like, okay, here's my ideas, how we're gonna engage the kids and we're gonna grow the school and it's gonna improve. And you know what they said? We've tried that, doesn't work. We did that before. Trust us. This is the only way. And I remember being so frustrated, and part of me was like, man, I don't ever want to get to that place where I can't continue to expand. And luckily my principal saw the creativity in me and she did let me experiment with some things. And so that was a good experience. But how often do we run into those situations? In truth, with a capital T, in spirit, God, divine love, there is no box. There is no jar. There is only our infinite potential, and we are one with spirit, and therefore we too have access to these unlimited possibilities. Where our little m mind might think of maybe 2 or 3 solutions, Spirit's got 10,000. And so here's where it really gets interesting. Because sometimes the problem we think we have isn't actually a problem. Have you ever had this happen to you where you're dwelling so much on this problem? And the cool thing about neuro-linguistic programming is how you say that long word. The cool thing about learning all this is learning about how our brains work, and when we get into this pattern of thinking, we start to exaggerate. We focus on the problem so much that it becomes this huge monster. We have expanded it, we've made it bigger than it is, and it just feels so real. And therefore we start to think this is the only way. Or sometimes we're just totally overwhelmed by it. We don't know what the way is. But the important thing to know is that once we pause, we start to notice maybe there's people that come into our lives or new information that comes in that starts to change this picture that we have in our mind. Or maybe if we stop resisting, and just allow what is to be, that's when we realize we created this problem. We are very creative. Does everybody in here know how creative we are? We can tell some juicy stories to ourselves. We really can. And so let me just share this one, and this was already shared earlier. So the things that are impossible with people are possible with God. That's Luke 18:27. And the next one here, this is one of my favorite things about the unity teaching, is that things are not happening to us. They're happening through us. So if we're going to create some kind of wild, crazy story, let's create a good one. Let's create one that's going to expand our thinking, that's going to get us out of that. Because the struggle is not necessarily from the situation, it's just our perception of it. And instead of thinking that we have a problem, maybe we actually have an invitation to grow, an invitation to let go of some of our faulty thinking, an invitation to trust in something that's bigger than us, that's got us, that will bring the information, the resources, the people that we need. Okay, I'm gonna tell you another story. This is an old parable, maybe you've heard it before. We can go to the next slide. All right, there was this old farmer, a poor farmer in a village. And he had one horse, and one day his one horse ran away. And the neighbor said, "Oh no, what bad luck." And the farmer said, "Maybe." And then the next day, the horse came back. And he brought 3 of his wild horse friends with him. And the neighbor said, "Oh, what good luck." And the farmer said, "Maybe." And then the next day, the farmer's son was trying to tame one of these wild horses, and he fell off and he broke his leg. And the neighbor said, "Oh no, what bad luck." And the farmer said, "Maybe." And the next day, the army came through and was recruiting all the young people in the village, but they passed over the farmer's son because of his broken leg. And the neighbor said, "Oh, what good luck." And the farmer said, "Maybe." What is the point of this story? Because I could keep going. We are so quick to label things good or bad. That black and white thinking that keeps us trapped. It doesn't allow us to move into the gray area, which we're not comfortable with in the gray area. But that's where newness comes up, expansion comes up. What we think might be a problem or a challenge might actually be a blessing, might actually be something good. So breathing into those things, right? Having them just be what is. So neuroscience, and I think go to the next slide, perfect. Neuroscience tells us that our brains are designed to conserve energy, which means that it wants to take the path of least resistance. We go down this path and we start to create habits. We want the fast answers. We move through our brain and like, oh, here's the answer. This has happened to me before, and this is the right answer. This is how to solve that because, how many times do somebody else is telling you a problem and you're like, I know what to do. Yeah. I've been through a divorce before. I hear some laughter. Every divorce is different, isn't it? Everything is different, right? And so the difference between these two pictures here, hopefully you guys can see well enough up here. What is the difference? Let's do some, this one's got a path, this one, where are we? We're in the middle of the jungle, right? When we keep walking down the same path, just imagine this path. If it rained here, the rain would just easily just come right here. It's the path of least resistance. It's easy to go. We could run down this path. We could go pretty fast down that path because we've been walking on it so many times. And it's efficient, but but it's limited. Because where are we going to go on this path? Well, I don't know exactly, but we're going to get to another place. We're going to one place. There's places along the way, but that's the direction we're going. It's a little bit more challenging when we talk about changing habits to be here or to turn off this path. Because this is easier. This one, you need like a machete. You need to start chopping down trees. I mean, you might be standing in one place for a long time, chopping down trees and trampling the grass. And then you might have to walk back and forth over it a few times. Just make sure so that the next time it'll be a little bit easier. And you have to keep really thinking about, it's going to take a little bit more energy, which is going against what my brain naturally wants to do. It's not as efficient. But I want to go this way. I want to change my thinking. Your soul, your spirit self, that part that's here, not here, knows infinite possibility. So you've probably heard this before, it's like drop into your heart. Why don't we rise up into our heart? No, we're dropping. We're dropping from our mind. Drop down here. Where is this guiding us to go? Because this has all the past evidence. I've done that before, we've done this, the limitations. But this is that space of what else is possible? How can I lean into love? How can I lean into compassion? How can I lean into understanding, acceptance? So I can get to peace. We talked about resistance earlier when we're resisting. When we're resisting what is. Just what is. The horse ran away. Just what is. His leg broke. Just what is. We're resisting, and that's when suffering happens. When we resist what is. But if we can start to believe in possibilities, we can loosen our grip on what we think it has to be. That acceptance can come in. We can have that peace, that love, that joy. And so again, you might be facing something right now, a health concern, a strained relationship, a financial challenge, uncertainty about your future. But I want you again to ask yourself, what else might be possible here? And even deeper, what if this isn't a problem at all? What if this is an invitation to something bigger, something better, something more in alignment? I'll give you two quick examples of how I have, so many, but I'm just going to give you two bigger ones. In 2007, I'm remarried now to an immigrant, which brings its own set of challenges these days. But in 2007, my first husband told me that he wanted to get a divorce. Do you think that I accepted that right away? And no, I resisted quite a bit. I said, no, this is not how I was conditioned. You get married, you stay with no matter what. This is what we're doing. I signed a paper. And so did you. What are you talking about? And once I had no tears left, sitting in the quiet, I felt that connection with spirit. I didn't know what it was, but I realized, let me just hold on. Let me hold on to this golden thread of light. I'm barely holding on. And I felt, I just knew, okay, this is an invitation for me to step into something better, something more joyous. And if I were still married to him, there's a lot of adventuring and creative things that I have done that I would never have done. But we can't always see ahead, right? We have to trust. There is a big lean into faith. The second example I have is a couple of years ago, I had 2 herniated discs in my lower back. Has anybody else dealt with that? I didn't realize how common this was until it happened to me. And I was bedridden. I was in so much pain. I've never experienced that much pain in my entire life. And it seemed like the only option for me was going to be surgery. And I needed it to be fast. I needed it to be over with. I needed to get out of this pain right now, right? There's that, okay, solution. There's my solution. But the more I opened up and I started chatting with other people that have had similar things, and I started looking at like, oh, there's other options. There was something in me that said, no, Dawn, there might be other options besides surgery. You should check it out. And here I am. Look at me. I can move. I can squat. Oh my goodness. I couldn't do any of that. It was an invitation for me to step into a deeper focus on my health and my mobility that I was not paying attention to. And so, I want you all to know that you are never stuck. Not in spirit, not in love, not in life. You are never stuck. Even when it feels like there's no way, God is the way maker. Even when your mind can't see it, your heart can feel it. Because the nature of the universe is creativity. We're constantly creating. The nature of spirit is expansion. I've heard somebody else use that word in here. The nature of God is possibility. And so today I invite you to loosen your grip on whatever it is you're holding on to breathe into the spaces where things feel stuck or heavy. And remember, what looks like an end might be a beginning. What looks like a problem might be a new path. What feels limited might be bursting with hidden possibilities. Trust in the possibility of endless possibilities. And as you do, that love and peace and joy are going to come forth. They're not just outcomes that you're trying to chase, but they're your birthright. And they're waiting for you just on the edge of that limited thinking. You're never too old. It's never too late. And there's nothing that has gone too far for spirit to not breathe life back into it. So I just invite you here to end in prayer with me, please. Inviting you to close your eyes. I'm just letting this message land for you however it needs to land for you today. Taking a moment to see what possibilities are coming up in the question, what else might be possible here? Breathing into that knowingness that God is. divine love is, Spirit is. It is right here, right now. And we are one with it. We get to tap into that unlimited possibility, that infinite wisdom. It is working through us, it is working with us. We are co-creating with it. And I know what is true for every single person in this church is that we are all unlimited beings. The possibilities are endless for any challenge that we have created in our mind. And I know for the church itself, that leaning into that question of what else is possible here continues to expand and grow in new paths, new ideas that are very much in alignment with Spirit. And I'm so grateful to know this truth for each and every person here, for myself and for this church. So grateful for this opportunity to connect in this oneness, in this one mind with God, with Source. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I release these words into the law, knowing they are done. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Don. Please join me. Something is occurring, something new is stirring, something of the Spirit blesses me today. Energies are swarming, totally transforming, something of the Spirit blesses me today. It's a special day, it's a special day. I can feel it deeply in a special way. It's a special day, it's a special day. I can feel it deeply in a special way. Knowledge is provided, I am being guided, something of the Spirit blesses me with light. I have perfect leading to the good I'm needing, something of the Spirit blesses me with light. It's a special day, it's a special day. I can feel it deeply in a special way. It's a special day, it's a special day. I can feel it deeply in a special way. I accept my blessing, through it I'm expressing something of the Spirit, gloriously good. Every trouble ceases, all my joy increases, something of the Spirit blesses me with good. It's a special day, a little louder, it's a special day, I can't hear you. In a special way, it's a special day. It's a special day. I can feel it deeply in a special way.
Thank you, Jerry. You always have the right song at the right time. And as you can see up there, there's different ways to give to our church and Unity, the website, PayPal, in person, whatever you do, however you choose to do it, we thank you for those. And we ask the ushers to come forth, please. So can take our offering in our hands. And say our offering blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
You guys come on. Come on down. Come on down. Come on down. You're the next contestant on the prize, right? Here it is. Thinking about the showcase. All right. Here we go. If it feels comfortable for you, I don't know if this isn't what you do, but just rubbing your hands together and just taking all that possibility that we just conjured up here and just imagine that you are lighting up these gifts, these offerings, and blessing them with me, knowing that each and every dollar that is given here has infinite possibilities. It continues to grow and expand this church and therefore this message beyond its walls, beyond the jar. The lid is off this church now. And I am just knowing that we are so grateful. We are so grateful, and in that gratitude that allows us to bring that love, that peace, that joy that these gifts continue to expand into. And so it is.
The announcements today, I know one thing, we were talking about giving and ways to give. There's also giving through our volunteers, and we thank them. So many different ways to help this church run. So thank you, and feel free to sign up. We're going out for coffee and conversation, and I think, I want to thank Bobby for all the time she's been out there getting it ready for us. And now we have volunteers that just go. It's going to take a lot of us to replace Bobby because she was doing it all the time. So there is a sign-up sheet out there. We've all been bringing in goodies, and I think that's working out real well. But we do need you to sign up if you want to make coffee one week for us, just to have it ready. Cynthia's out there now getting things ready. So that's a great way to volunteer. Always looking for our ushers and anybody that wants to be a platform assistant. Yeah. That would be great too. I don't know, is there any, besides coffee and conversation, that we will have after the service? Here we go. Here's our ongoing events, and you can find all of them on the bulletin board, the email list, Facebook page, website, YouTube. So there's lots going on. Always be aware and check it out. Do you want to speak about the prayer circle?
Gratitude circle.
The gratitude circle?
Yes.
Or you want me just to say it? That we'll start our peace song, and afterwards, if you'd like to come up, or you can stay in your chair, we have a gratitude circle or a gratitude group that we just all say what we're really thankful for today. So, this is
Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me. Now there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as the power, loved ones all around me. Now I walk with my family in perfect harmony. Peace has begun with me, and this is the moment now. With every breath I take, with this my joy is found. To take each moment and breathe and try the peace eternally. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
It's nice to meet you. I'll see you next Sunday.
Welcome. What's your name? My name's Mila. Zane.
Very nice to meet you.
Oh, nice meeting you, Zane. I'm a listener from
Thank you, God. Now you're seasoned.
Where's my water? I lost my water. I'm not guaranteed. I lost my water. I just fell on. My water. More for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Right. That's okay. I don't see it either. But I'm okay anyway. I just fell off kind of a bicycle. At my age, I'm not that bicycle anymore anyway. Yeah, funny. I don't want to leave my water. Really isn't that person? No, I don't know. It's okay. I'm ready to go. I'd rather go home. I don't feel like that.
I am so grateful to be here today, just all of it. Just, you guys are so welcoming. Thank you so much. I appreciate your thoughts.
All right, the food's this way.
Yeah, you guys want to go out there? Rob, stop crawling.